So, at last it's done. We have seen the reveal of PlayStation 4 today on the PlayStation meeting, and I thought I would give my own impression and thoughts about the new console and the announcements of different games and such. I usually do scripts since I'm not that good, but since this is a big news, I thought it would be good to give some light of my own on what I think and my overall impression of the press conference from Sony and in regards to the games on PlayStation 4. So to start with, the system has a CPU 8664 AMD Jaguar with 8 cores, a next generation Radeon based graphics engine, and GDDR5 8GB high-speed memory. The most interesting part I would say is the memory, since it's 8GB and PlayStation 3 has 512, and this has been a big issue in making games. So 8GB will help a lot with games. I guess we'll get big scale games now, since that's the thing the developers have been struggling with, the RAM. In regards to the controller, it was also revealed. It's a DualShock 4 with a touchpad on the front, not a touchscreen but a touchpad. It also has a share button, which we'll talk later on, a headphone jacket, and something called light bar. They said it would be a simpler, friendlier way to identify players. I really don't know what that's supposed to do, but I guess more information will be revealed later on. A stereo camera that can sense depth of environment sense controller positions. I guess this is somewhat like the Move controller, something like that. They really didn't show anything more, just put out information. So overall the controller isn't that much change in regards to how it looks. I think it's smaller. It feels like it's smaller, at least when I saw it. But overall, the standard look is there with some added, like the touchpad and more buttons. But overall, the design is still the same. So, to further, we also have some new games. I mean, the press conference was really good. It was just pure games, some social media, but overall it was more about games. So I'm gonna talk about its social media later on. I thought I would give a look on the games. So overall we got many developers which showed new engines and also games then. So let's start. First of all, a reveal of the game called Knack. It seems that it's mostly a platformer based game with some action. So it looked interesting, but I'm not a fan of that. But I think there's people that will like the game, like Crash Bandicoot fans and such. And then we got from the Guerrilla developers Killzone Shadowfall, which is the reclaimed first-person shooters, the flagship of first-person shooters for PlayStation, I would say. Was also a big thing when PlayStation 3 was revealed, showcased trailers and such. We also got to see some gameplay footage, which were stunning. I mean, the graphics were really fine, nice, smooth, as you could imagine from a Killzone game. Overall, I think the game looked good, and there's nothing really you can base on just 7 minutes gameplay, but it looks fun. I like a first-person shooter. And then we got a driving game from Evolution Studios called Drive Club, which focuses on team-based racing, and the developer said several times that clubs, which I guess he means by clans, can challenge each other, and he was really focusing on the authenticity of cars, that's showcasing details on each car has been very specified and such. And the only thing I'm curious about is if the game is open world, where you can cruise with your clubs and such, something like Test Drive Unlimited. That would be nice, but we just saw some minor gameplay footage where he raced on different tracks, and so we don't know if it's open world yet. One thing that I really didn't like was how the arms were moving while he was steering the wheel. It felt really stiff, like you had some sticks up your ass or something like that. So that didn't look good, the motion while you were turning with your car. Next game up is from Sucker Punch Studios with infamous Second Son, where there's a world that's controlled, the citizens are controlled, and then there's people with superpowers who want to change that and give freedom back to the citizens. It's infamous open world. We can expect open world game with quests that we'll have to complete and some sick spells and skills and such. Should be a fun game, as we have seen from the previous, but let's see for more details later on, as no real gameplay was shown, just some cutscenes from the game. So then we got a game from creators of Braid, The Witness, which is a game where you explore a mysterious island and solve puzzles. And the island in itself is an open world game where you can choose which puzzle you want to solve. And the island has very different sets of environments. They showcase some gameplay, but still it's a puzzle game, so it's very mysterious and you can't really know what to expect from it, but it looked interesting nonetheless. Then we got Capcom, which showcased its a new engine, Luminous, I think it's called, something like that, not sure on that. They showcased their new engine with a game called Deep Down, which is still a work in progress, but overall the game looked gorgeous. I'm not sure if it's CGI, because damn, that game looked really good. But overall it's like a medieval setting with the dragons where you have spells and such, something like Elder Scrolls or Dragons, Dark Souls and such. Looked interesting, but from the I can't really see that being the real gameplay footage. If yes, then that's really impressive, but it felt more like CGI from me. Square Enix then. Square Enix showcased a new engine. Oh, I'm sorry about that. That's the Luminous engine. Square Enix showed the Luminous engine, which showcased a CGI cutscene from not the game, just what they aimed for. We have seen this CGI before on E3, if I'm not mistaken, where there's some priest or something praying and then they're attacked and such. Overall, the engine is impressive, since it's all in game. And later on it also got unveiled that Final Fantasy 15 is in the making, and we should see some new information in this year's E3. The only question I'm asking myself is, Square Enix, where is our Final Fantasy 13 versus? It's been like since 2006, and there's been like no information revealed. Is it scrapped or will it be released? We don't know yet. Okay, then we got Ubisoft, which showcased Watch Dogs with a new live demo, and boy, that game is impressive. Open world, I guess from the thing, you have a map open world where you control everything through your mobile, like you can hack someone just on the street and put out money like they showcased. You can prevent crimes and such. Looked very interesting, fun, and you can see that they have really brought the Assassin's Creed engine through its parkour when running and such. But nonetheless, the game looked really good, fun, and it's the only thing I'm worried about is if this is real gameplay footage. Like, is this what's happening all the time when you're playing? Since I remember the Assassin's Creed first gameplay trailer where they showcased the assassination, looked really good, awesome, like you wanted to have the game. And later on, when you well bought it, it became repetitive and yeah, not so fun. So we'll have to see more on that, but the demo was really great, looked fun, and let's just hope that the final product isn't as Assassin's Creed the first game, where it was repetitive and such. I would guess the most thing that got me interested was in that PlayStation is in partnership with Blizzard. Blizzard is known for not really making console games, but nonetheless, they announced that Diablo 3 is coming to PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. And I would say that I'm a bit disappointed with this announcement, since it became anticlimactic. Like, you thought that Blizzard would be announcing a new IP, but no, the PlayStation users are getting Diablo 3 on their consoles. So it's a tiny bit disappointing, but I guess always better than nothing. You can see that PlayStation or Sony are really working on tying a better partnership with the third parties. Then we got the Activision Bungie game, Destiny, which got unveiled, I think, last week on Sunday or Saturday. Sunday, I think it was, that showcased some artwork. But here we got to see some more information about the game, like some small footage of gameplay where you moved, shot and such. And as you can see now, the game is online connected experience. And that means that, from what I can see, is that the developer said that the game should be will be played for years to come. So I'm guessing it's some kind of MMO first person shooter, something like maybe MAG was for PlayStation 3. Not sure, but I guess that's something they're aiming for. And to note is that it will have exclusive content only for PlayStation, coming both for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Now to the social media parts. You can see that social play is important for PlayStation 4. It even has hardware focused just on that specified functionality. We can see our redesigned UI. You can have uploadings of recording gameplay, you can share videos, you can live stream, you can have people watching while you play, talk, discuss. You can have real names where it's shown to your friends, and then gamer tags are still used in games, so don't worry about that. Your anonymity will not be compromised. Also, something to note is the cloud gaming service, which Gaikai stands for, the company that Sony bought last year. That is a really good company, I would say, in cloud streaming service, and will give you the ability to stream games while you're downloading. You'll be able to play games while it's downloading. You'll be able to try games before purchase them, if you want to try out the game before purchasing it. So if you're not sure if you want to spend money on the game, you can download a demo of it and play some minutes of it to really get an idea of how the game looks and if you want it. Other services are like Netflix, Hulu. PlayStation also has social things like Facebook and Ustream. And Ustream, I guess, is for the broadcasting thing that they talked really much about with the all chat and everything. I won't say that I'm a fan of the social things, but I guess there are people that are interested in it. So I mean, it doesn't bother me. I mean, more features, the better, right? Shouldn't be a problem with that unless it's half-assed made. But since this is coming from Sony and Gaikai, I don't think that's the problem. Something to note is it isn't a secret that PlayStation Vita has been a somewhat failure. Like, the sales also aren't good. No real games are coming out from it except for remakes or games that are already on the PlayStation 3. So PlayStation Vita will, as it seems now, be a vital part of PlayStation 4. It will have something called Remote Play, where PlayStation Vita can be used as a controller and can transfer games onto its screen, like the Wii U controller whenever you like playing a game and someone wants to watch TV, so you can put that screen on your Vita. And they even showcase that game through the Crank game. It looks somewhat laggy, but I guess it's still just in alpha or something like that, so I guess that will be improved upon. But a cool idea to implement something like that to PlayStation Vita, and will certainly give reason to have that now, since it will improve your experience while playing games. I also mentioned that there's a big emphasis on no waiting times, like no loading times, nothing like that seems to be a real thing here, since Sony themselves has said that they don't want the consumer to wait while booting up games. Like, they said that while playing you can just push the PlayStation button and the game will automatically stop. and when you want to play again, you just put that and you start from the same position you were before. So no need to push the game, wait for a console to start up, and then start the game, load it and such. No waiting times nonetheless, and the same thing about downloading things. You can play while downloading games. I mean, overall, the conference was really good. I mean, we didn't really see how the console looked except for the controller. But the thing was that the conference was focused on games. Not like... It had some social features, but overall, it was games, showing some new IP, other well-known IPs, but coming to the next console. So, I would say I'm satisfied. Like... They need to have something left for E3, and that's certainly to show the console, so Microsoft doesn't get all the light. So, I mean, there's nothing more to add to the overall press conference. It was good, well thought out, nice presentation, and we even got the date for when the console is coming, which is this holiday, 2013. So that'll be interesting to see. I guess we could see Microsoft also planning on releasing their new console this holiday. So that's everything from me. This was my impression summary of the press conference. And hopefully you'll understand what I mean. This is my first time doing a first impression video or recording. So I usually use scripts, but I wanted to give my thoughts and impressions since this is a big thing in the gaming industry. So please comment, give me constructive criticism on what I should improve on. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the content I make, and follow me on different like Twitter and such. Thank you for watching.
Me, the 3 words that would recap would be
immersive, magical,
simplicity,
ultimate play.
the game entertainment machine.
It's coming soon.
it's a connected world.
It's a PlayStation.